Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the DSGB Fantasy Football League Weekly Recap. I'm your host and commissioner, AST1. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and follow me if you like content like this. Let's not waste any more time and let's get into the recap. In an absolute show of force, menace to the league is the 2023 DSGB Fantasy Football winner. In what was supposed to be a championship game against the top two teams, turned out to be a one-sided affair. Bristol Vikings' Cinderella redemption season fell short.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But as we come to the end of the season, I want to give a shout out to the league and the league managers for making this video series a possibility. This is the 12th year of the league and the first year of this video series. I'm looking forward to next year and future videos. Let's look at the top 5 performers from Week 17 in Fantasy. Number 5, we have Maryland Terrapins product, wide receiver DJ Moore. Moore, who was on the top 5 list in Week 5, made a return in Week 17 by dominating the field on Sunday. Moore had 9 receptions on 13 targets for 159 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Moore had 30.9 fantasy points on the day. Number 4, we have the Utah State Aggies product, quarterback Jordan Love. Love, who was drafted in the first round to the Green Bay Packers in the 2020 draft, took over the starting job this year. Although it has been a bumpy ride his first year as a starter, Love has slowly started to figure things out. Love was 24 of 33 for 256 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. He also had 2 carries for 2 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Love had 34.2 fantasy points on the day. Number 3, we have Fresno State Bulldogs product, wide receiver Davante Adams. Adams was on the list in Week 3 and finally made his return in Week 17. Adams was targeted 21 times for 13 receptions to go along with 126 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Adams had 37.6 fantasy points on the day. Number 2, we have the Oklahoma Sooners product, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Lamb, who was part of the Kirk Cousins trade between Hancock County and Menace to the league, was an intricate part of Menace's championship team. Lamb has been on the list in Week 8, Week 10, and now Week 17. Lamb continued his dominance in Week 17 with 13 receptions on 17 targets for 227 yards and 1 touchdown. Lamb had 40.2 fantasy points on the day. And finally, at number 1, we have the Louisville Cardinals product, quarterback Lamar Action Jackson. Jackson, who was on this list in Week 7, Week 14, and now Week 17, had a dominating performance against the Miami Dolphins. This is Jackson's 3rd perfect quarterback passer rating game in his young career. Jackson was an efficient 18 of 21 for 321 yards with 5 passing touchdowns. He also chipped in with 6 carries for 35 yards rushing. Jackson had 45.5 fantasy points on the day. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy this content. Comment below and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, AST1 signing off.